Alright, so Boruto manga chapter 55. Now this is the chapter where Boruto and Kawaki are gonna start surpassing Naruto and Sasuke. Now, essentially I made a video talking about manga chapter 54. If you haven't seen that already, go check that out first and then come back to this one. So basically, we see some major things happening here. Again, we gotta keep in mind in the back of our heads as the story progresses that the end goal is what we saw in the beginning, right? We're trying to figure out how we got to Boruto, adult Boruto versus Kawaki, right? We have a lot of clues to go off of, but not enough to kind of piece together exactly what happened. But these past couple chapters, 53 and 54, have really helped us be able to put things together. The reason why is because I think Kishimoto realized that Naruto and Sasuke were just too OP with the pieces of Hagoromo that they got Naruto and Sasuke, and they were just way too overpowered. Realistically, it's not plausible to get them to this crazy extent, except especially with like no Biju. If anyone were to come close, it would be Boruto, because he is the one dojutsu, but still, it's not realistic. So what they basically did is that they decided to nerf Sasuke and Naruto so we can get to that point. It seems towards the end of the series, Kawaki implies that he killed Naruto. He's going to send Boruto where he sent the 7th. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on who's the good guy or bad guy here. Obviously, they want you to think that it is the bad guy is Kawaki and the good guy is Boruto, but there's a lot of little subtle hints pointing otherwise, such as the fact that Kawaki is on the remaining face of Naruto while Boruto is on the side with that's all destroyed. You know, there's a little bit of symbolism, and obviously he is Sasuke's cloak. He's technically supposed to be following in his footsteps. We see a lot of references earlier on saying that he's more like Sasuke. So if he takes on that role, he might end up becoming a little bit corrupt, and it might actually turn out to be Kawaki the one that's the good guy. That would be a very interesting twist, but regardless, the way that they become strong enough is definitely because they were nerfed in chapter 54. We saw that Naruto used a form called Baryon mode, right? This form is essentially similar to nuclear fusion. You're slamming atoms together and you're creating a stronger energy, but as a result, you use up both chakras, right? So it's supposed to be a one-time use, and it also, since chakras are connected, it drains the life of the person you're fighting as well, on top of giving you a huge boost, therefore basically guaranteeing that the person you're fighting is going to die. Naruto was knocked out of this transformation, but it is unclear if he's ever going to be able to get that chakra back that he lost, because keep in mind, he slammed his chakra with Kurama's to create a new chakra, which is neither of theirs, so it is unclear if they're going to be able to get that chakra back, and if they're not, then he's going to be permanently nerfed. And Sasuke just got his eye stabbed by MOMOSHIKI, so he wouldn't be able to use the Rinnegan. Again, I talked in the last video on what they could possibly do for Sasuke so he can get his dojutsu back, because now he doesn't have an arm and an eye, right? And it was the eye of the Rinnegan. Realistically, I think that they're gonna give him a dojutsu back. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be the Rinnegan, because if they're gonna go along with the permanently nerfing them, then they may just give him a Sharingan. Like Amato might make one for him. He might get one from the Shin Uchiha clones. Obito's secret hideout that was never talked about again. Again, I talked about this more in another video, but the point is that there's a chance that they're gonna be permanently nerfed, so Boruto and Kawaki can overcome them, right? Because we've seen their progression and it's going very quickly. It's starting to increase exponentially. We see Boruto go through several different Rasengans, more so than his father at this age. His father was more keen on basically just using the normal Rasengan, maybe a giant Rasengan, the QB Rasengan. They're all just the variations of pretty much the same thing. And he only really changes it up once he gets in Shippuden, where he mixes it with the tailed beast ball and makes a Rasen Shuriken. We already see Boruto doing that. We already see Boruto having a high compression Rasengan, the green little Rasen Shuriken, the vanishing Rasengan. Boruto's already starting to have some growth, and on top of the Karma Seal and the Jougan, which seem to link together, this is going to lead to a very, very powerful combination later down the road, right? Now, what I think is going to happen is that they're kind of setting it up, right? The reason why Naruto's still alive is because he's going to train Kawaki as Sasuke trains Boruto. And once Kawaki gets trained, because Boruto's already begun training with Sasuke, but once Kawaki finishes training, I believe that's going to be when everything's going to break loose and chaos is going to come awry, and Naruto will most likely inevitably die. Now, is this the last time we're going to see him? I don't know. It seems that's going to be towards the end of the series. They're pulling kind of like a reverse Dragon Ball Super kind of thing, where at the end of Dragon Ball Z, we see the end of the series, and then in Dragon Ball Super, it begins before that end, right? It's kind of similar. In Boruto, we see the end of the series, and the rest of the series is just before then, right? Kind of like similar kind of idea. So as much as I would like to say that they're going to come back, I feel like they're saving that towards the end of the show to keep people watching, because let's be real here, Boruto has been getting a lot of hate because it seems like they're just trying to cash in on the money from Naruto, so they're basically just making Naruto 2.0, but they can definitely fix that with the alterations of the characters and having Boruto follow Sasuke's path, perhaps as a rogue ninja instead. As far as chapter 55 in and of itself, it's going to be mostly a recovery chapter. We might see a little bit of behind the scenes with Kara, but just don't get too disappointed when you see some of your favorite characters are going to get nerfed a little bit. We already seen that Sasuke's got nerfed several times with the I'm low on chakra, it's literally a meme, but in order to actually nerf him and have it make sense, they gotta, rip out that Rinnegan. Anyways, if you guys like more discussion videos like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.